Hey Infinity Crafters, Sam here. We are going to talk about Nuvo Gilding Flakes today. So these are designed to be used with adhesive. Today I'm going to use two different kinds of adhesive, and a third kind is basically double-sided tape, but I've run it through a die cut machine. So to start with, I'm going to show you, this is after I've applied it to the adhesive. This is double-sided tape and this is glue. That's a bit of a process, so I'm going to set that aside and show you the glue first, and then I'll come back to that after. So I'm going to take my paper. You want to have a brush of some kind so that you can spread out your glue. I'm going to put a line of glue just across the top of my paper. Get it down to the end here. I'm using Tombow multi-glue because that's kind of my fave, and I'm just going to brush it down to get this feathered look. You don't want to apply gilding flakes to wet glue. You want to let the glue get tacky before you put it on there. So we'll set that aside and let it dry a little bit. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to take a stiffer brush. You can also use a kitchen scrubby pad. You can rub it with your fingers and it will burnish it in. But if you take it and you just scrub at it, you're gonna get tiny little flakes everywhere, but that's okay. Cleanup is pretty easy. So you'll notice after I scrub at it with the double-sided tape, it goes pretty smooth. The more you scrub at it, the smoother it gets, but if you go too hard, you can take the shine down. So this is the same deal. You just burnish it and it will take off all of those extra bits. You can change directions. And just keep scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. So you can leave as much or as little on there as you want. I'll just tap it off, and you can see that you can actually see some glue strokes in there. Okay, so I'm going to set that down, and I'm just going to give my surface a wipe with a damp paper towel. Spray it down with my mister, and it just cleans it right off, and for the most part sticks right to the paper towel. Now, opening the jar of gilding flakes, I think, is the trickiest part. I've got some in a container. You do want to put some in a container, but I'll open the jar to show you. So they're super light and fluffy. You don't really want to breathe on them. They'll fly everywhere. You'll see. Set that down there. So I'm just using my tub. And you just reach in here and pick them up like that and stick them on. Because you can't see my glue is white anymore, that means it's tacky. So you just get it on there and rub the bigger pieces off with your fingers, but don't rub too hard just yet. So while that's got a minute to set, I'm going to peel off my double-sided tape here. If I can get the edge. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Okay, now this one is pretty simple. Just put it in there, scoop it up, press it down, and you're good to go. Okay, so this is pretty much the stage where I showed you the card when I first began the video. So I'm going to set that aside because I did already show you how to burnish that off. But I do have another piece here that I die cut through a sheet of double stick paper, a leaf. I'm going to peel that off. And I think that this is really pretty, a super, super easy way to use these gilding flakes. Again, you just pick them up, rub them on, And I do love using the tray for these. A nice big container. And you can already see the leaf shape just comes out super beautiful, and that's even before I brush anything off. Now, if you like a really big chunky look, just go ahead and rub with your fingers. You don't have to use a brush all the time, but when you do set this aside, it's really, really advisable to put the lid on it because, you know, air conditioning, heaters, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to, you can just take your finger and rub over it. If that's not enough to get the detail, to get the crisp edges, then you take the brush and get right into those edges. So there are different colors of gilding flakes. We have gold, silver, and copper right now, but I'm just using gold just to keep it simple. But how beautiful is that? You can just see all the different veins and everything in the gold flakes. It's a pretty awesome project. And like I said before, cleanup's pretty simple. Damp paper towel. It, I think, helps reduce the static. Alrighty, thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.